What is up, my dudes? It is now episode number, what, 4?
I believe so.
We're at number 4. This is Heavyweight Havoc. Today we're going to be talking about a lot of things. This is going to be a kind of a, pretty much current, up-to-date wrestling, episode. I had a lot going on this week. We have Vengeance Day, AEW. We don't really talk much about AEW. You probably won't anyway. Raw and SmackDown. Some people coming in from AEW. Ricky Stark's coming in. Jordan Gray's finally getting ready. Well, there's a lot more, isn't there?
There's a little bit. There's a bit. We have a lot going on with SmackDown and Raw, like you were mentioned before. But, plenty to talk about today.
Yes, sir. So, Yoshi, how you doing today?
Oh, not too bad. I got caught up on wrestling this morning. Got kind of my notes all written up for the day and just ready to go.
Hell yeah. I'm doing all right. Not feeling the greatest, but here I am. Gonna be recording.
Being a trooper.
Yep, gonna be recording some TNT Boys podcasts after this, which is also my other podcast. If you guys want to check that out as well, it should be in our link tree. I know I need to fill out these descriptions, but I don't know what to fill them out yet. So on the videos anyway. This week has been pretty good. It just been busy building some shit in the basement, trying to get some stuff set up. But other than that, nothing much else I got going on. So I just want to also point out before we get any further, we have one of our TikToks. We were talking about Jey Uso's return to Raw last week's episode and how he basically, was trying to decide between Gunther and Cody Rhodes, which we have the answer to that now. So someone did leave a comment on there. We have about 74 likes, which I think that's pretty good for small time. And like I said, anything counts. I always say that on the other podcast. 3 bookmarks, 1 comment. This comment I like. It said, this is Evan. Evan said, "No one ever thought he would become a single star alone. Goes on, leaves the Bloodline, separates himself from the tag team, getting moved to Raw and becoming the biggest star and top merch seller and main eventer. Truly amazing. Time for him to win his first world title at Mania."
Damn straight.
I'm gonna have to agree with that. I think, if we're gonna be honest, I think the Usos, when we first got them, I don't think a lot of people saw them. They just saw them as tag team.
Yep.
Now, I think he's done well. Again, we talked about last week. He's done well for himself. His brother's even doing well for himself. That whole bloodline's doing well for himself. Even before The Rock became in control, I mean, they're doing pretty well for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and start with Monday Night Raw. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I thought Raw this week was kind of boring.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't the attention getter like it has been since it aired on Netflix. But I mean, you're gonna have those days. You're gonna have those episodes where it's a lot more talking, less action. Kind of helps build up the anticipation for Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania.
Yep. So the first match, or first thing we do, is that Jey Uso appears. I think he does a promo, right? If I remember.
No, he actually was just kind of doing his whole yeeting everywhere and getting the crowd hyped up, and then he was attacked by Gunther. Because Gunther did warn him last week and saying, if you think about picking me, I'm gonna make it a living hell for you until WrestleMania. And it seems like Gunther's kind of holding himself to his word. And that interaction is what put Jey to make his decision finally that he is going to be going for Gunther at WrestleMania.
Did you see? Speaking of Gunther, did you see the LFG? The new what was LFG clip of Gunther talking to the students.
I seen a quick glance of it on social media. I didn't look too much in depth with it. I'm kind of waiting because the first episode's tonight.
Yes,
the first episode of LFG is tonight, so I'm not trying to spoil anything. I kind of want to be a secret. I already know that there's I've seen Gunther's in there. I've seen there's a CM Punk makes an appearance. There's gonna be a lot of special guests. So I'm trying to keep it all a secret and trying to have the excitement for when it comes out.
I gotta pull the clip up. I ain't gonna lie, that shit had me dying when I said he's like, "Oh, you're gonna be like a Barbie in there," blah blah blah. And it's I gotta look at this. Here it is. You might want me to pull it up for you.
Sure, go for it. Take a gander.
All right. Put it on here for everybody to see. If I can get it up here. There we go. Oh. There we go. We're starting the video here for you.
Hit the sound too if you don't have it.
Yeah.
Inspire people through telling a story in the ring.
Yeah.
By entertaining them and
Okay. Maybe you start to find some grit in yourself because nobody cares if you want to try to be the best here.
Don't want to
I'm
try.
gonna give it my all.
My all.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Nobody wants to see Barbie. Cut the mannerisms. Nobody's interested in that.
that I can.
Yeah.
To inspire people through telling a story in the ring. By entertaining them and
Okay.
This has got to watch you say it again.
Maybe you start to find some grit in yourself because nobody cares if you want to try to be
Try.
the best here. I'm gonna give it my all.
My all.
Nobody cares. Nobody wants to see Barbie.
Oh man, Gunther. I like Gunther. He's.
Yes, I
good.
know he's a favorite of yours.
I mean, he's not kidding. He when he was in the Vince era, he probably had a lot of learning because that regime was pretty hard. I mean, not saying they're not now, but they still are. Anyway,
It's not as hard as it once was. We'll say that.
right. Anyway, so main event, Jey Uso kicks off Raw, going through the living hell through Gunther. And he continues to yeet and whatever. Gunther comes in, gives him a chop block, hits him in the back with a suplex on the table, and stands over him. The crowd's booing Gunther, and Gunther pulls Uso to his feet, and then Uso starts to punch back. I don't know. I think it's gonna be interesting. Then you see him. He's also said, "Hey Gunther, I'm gonna choose you and shit," which kind of surprised, but
I'm not.
I'm not.
I saw this coming.
I'm
I knew
not
it was
at the
coming.
same time. Now kind of curious who's gonna be the opponent for Cody.
For the undisputed world
I-
title.
I can't wait to talk about SmackDown. I got so much to say about that. I think SmackDown was great this week with the Bloodline.
It was
So
very
anyway,
good.
we get done with that. They go back
Moving
and
to Liv Morgan
yes,
and Raquel
yes,
versus the high
Damage
flyer
Control.
Io Sky and Dakota Kai.
Now let me ask you this about EO. Do you think they kind of seem like they've given up on EO a little bit?
I wouldn't say I'd given up. I think I've said this before on one of our episodes, but I think they're giving not all the A-listers. They're kind of pulling back the A-listers a little bit, and they're giving more of the mid-tier people
Try to prove
their time to
themselves.
shine.
Yes, prove themselves.
Yeah, they're time to shine. So I mean, we've seen EO plenty, and when it's coming to singles or even tag team, she does great for herself. Everyone loves her. She's a high flyer. She's so energetic. She's so athletic. I wouldn't say they're giving up on her, but I think they're kind of pulling back just a little bit from her to give other people their moment of fame.
Did you see
I feel like,
sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead. I was done.
In that match with Liv and Raquel and all them. Did you see where Raquel, after she got smacked by Io, she picked her up by the face and then pretty much botched that throw?
Yeah, there's a lot of botches this week. It happens, man. Everyone does it.
It does, but it's just the way.
Second takes.
Just the way it happens. The way it happened. It was supposed to be like a hard hitting throw, but it was like the littlest push.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. The match in my mind was pretty good. I said it before. I'm not a huge fan of Dakota Kai. Love Io Sky. Big Morgan fan. Raquel needs a wardrobe change because she wears the same three outfits every single week.
Yeah.
Another highlight though of that match was I don't know if you noticed though, but in previous matches with Liv Morgan Io, Liv has always taken a full-blown hit from Io, it seems like.
You think there's beef between the two, or?
I don't want to say beef, but the previous match with Io and Liv took a full-on knee to the face, side of the face from Io, and then this week she I grant it wasn't Io's fault though, but I think Io gave her a full boot to the face, full contact. And then on top of that, Raquel picks Liv up, swings her around, and that's when Liv gashes her eyebrow open and starts bleeding everywhere.
And I like how in the promo later that she had with Judgment Day, they didn't clean it up or anything.
Mm-hmm. It showed the authenticity of that.
Yes.
Of that event that happening, that she got cut open, she's hurt, and she has Dirty Dom here to help comfort her.
That I think we'll get to that, but I kind of enjoyed that.
I did.
Yes.
It was a good match. I'm gonna give it a B+.
I give it about a solid B.
Yep.
It's just that botch. It's just what's kind of.
When you see something that bad, it kind of it ruins the match a little bit. But
yeah. Then they go to interview with Rhea Ripley, asking her who she thinks if Charlotte's gonna pick her, and then if maybe Liv Morgan somehow wins a elimination chamber, which I don't think she will. I think we're kind of done maybe with the Rhea Ripley and Liv thing. It was overdone. Or no, if it happens, you're gonna be overdone, like a well done steak.
Well, we kind of had that little bit of story event, whatever you want to call, with Io and Rhea now, two best friends. So that's kind of building up there too.
And then they go to commercial break, and then a video package comes in about how the War Raiders will defend their titles against the American-made Creed brothers. And then Eric and Ivar, the War Raiders, are warming up backstage. And then you also see the Creed brothers with Ivy now warming up. Then you also had, I think what else would happen after that? We had Bailey versus Valkyria, which
Lyra,
yes, and it was for Elimination Chamber qualifying match.
Qualifier. Qualifier.
No fucking surprise here. Bailey won. Cringy Bailey. BBL Bailey. I think it was a pretty good match. I mean, I think Lyra Valkyria, man, I think she's great. I think she's very underrated. I wish I'm okay, so I'm going to say this. I'm going on the record here. I like how they added the women's championship for both United States and Intercontinental, but does it not seem like they're not defending them? I mean, they're having matches. Don't get me wrong, Chelsea and Valkyria are having matches. They're just not. You're not seeing more of the title defenses. But, I mean, again, it's just a mid-carder title, essentially. And that's how that's always been.
Yeah, I feel like we've seen a lot of Chelsea Green, but we haven't seen a lot of Lyra.
I can't wait to talk about that match on SmackDown.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of Chelsea Green. I don't think she's had any title defenses so far. I think she might have had one against Mission.
Yeah.
But yeah, we just kind of we saw with Mitchin, and it kind of seemed it was building a block that with Chelsea Green and her, and then it just kind of goes off. But I do agree with you. I feel like they haven't right now. They haven't had a lot of like title defense matches, even though uh we've seen like well, I guess Friday Night SmackDown, we see a lot of that going on with title
Yeah.
defense matches.
Yep.
But no, I do agree with you. We haven't seen a whole lot of title defenses from like Lyra or Chelsea Green lately, but we see a lot of their matches though.
Yes.
And that might be because of Elimination Chamber
Yeah, I mean
being this close.
that's
They don't want too much.
That's true. But I don't know, because like I don't know how to explain it. So I don't think the last pay per view they had much. I just want them to be a big deal, but I can't say anything say that because I don't remember. But granted, I mean WrestleMania is a 2-night deal, but they're running out of time to make a storyline for it. I hate when
they might just be waiting. They might be waiting for after that too.
that's true. That could be very, very true. Moving on to the next match was
AJ Styles making his return. That's another highlight of that night.
I wish we would have saw more of the heel AJ Styles. Was kind of disappointed when I saw he didn't bring back the jacket, the black jacket and the black pants. Now he's wearing his tighty whities, his tights again, and then he's wearing his jacket. Which, don't get me wrong, that look for him is very classic. But I think the little heel thing that he was doing when he came back like a few months ago, I think that was more of a test run. If he's all of a sudden back as a face.
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is. I thought that not commercial. I thought that promo and shit he did was pretty good. He versed Kaiser, didn't he? Yes. I think that match is pretty good.
No.
No, wait, no.
AJ did not have a match that night. He just kind of came out, gave his return promo, and then Dirty Dom had come out. And I guess I don't know the story between AJ.
Oh,
and Dom.
yeah. Dirty Dom and AJ had a big old beef with each other.
Yep.
Oh, you know what?
And
I'm just gonna say I think there's a big twist coming with the Judgment Day soon. There has to be.
Yeah, I mean, I think people have been seeing it. It's been building up. Speaking of Judgment Day, I really do hope that JD, I hope that he's recovering well and doing well. I mean, that man in his match that he had with the War Raiders with Dirty Dom, that it takes a lot to get through pain like that. So my thoughts and prayers go out to him. Hope he's doing well. Hope he's recovering fast, and I hope to see him back because he is a good wrestler. He's a good athlete, and I do want to see him back with the Judgment Day.
Yes.
But with the AJ Styles and Dirty Dom thing, that mainly the whole thing ended with AJ Styles telling Dom that in my eyes, you're always going to be Rey Mysterio's little punk kid.
Which is not wrong.
Which is not wrong.
I don't know.
But I mean, Dirty Dom has he's made his own way. He's carved his own way in a sense.
I just love how Rey Mysterio always gets brought up as like as a clapback to Dom, and he can't get away with it.
Oh yeah.
I don't think he ever will.
No.
What was I gonna say about it? Yeah, I mean it was pretty quick promo. It was pretty good, like you said. I still think that something's gonna happen. Because I mean, you look at it, Finn seems like he's trying to split off from the Judgment Day because of Liv and them.
I wouldn't say split off, but he's kind of like taking over like the leader position.
Yes.
And he's trying to like, in a sense, make Judgment Day great again.
Yes, but it can't because essentially the other person who is Liv is not letting that happen.
Yeah. But we also have now with Finn with AJ, we also see some beef too backstage with AJ and Braun Breaker.
Yeah.
I mean, that same night, granted, they didn't really exchange many words though, but the only thing that Braun said to AJ was, I'll see you around.
Yep.
I'll see you around or see you later.
He'll see you
So
around.
I think AJ is going to take a run at his title, the Intercontinental Championship for men's. He's going to try to challenge Braun Breaker for that.
Yeah. They did an in-crowd interview too with Jackie Redmond did an interview with
Seth Rollins.
And they're talking about the Elimination Chamber, CM Punk, John Cena, Drew McIntyre, and then you also have the qualifier match later with Rey Mysterio, Logan Paul, and Rollins has a chance next week, well tomorrow now, to get into that match. Which,
Elimination Chamber.
Speaking of Rollins, which I'll give him the credit where credit's due. His body, he even said recently, his body's starting to break down, and it's getting harder for him. Kudos to him trying to get in that shit still.
It takes a colony, man. You get beat up so much, you take slams, you take bumps, and all that. It body takes a toll. Eventually, it's like, all right, I'm done. Like I can't do this anymore.
Yeah. I don't know. I hope that they have he has a match at WrestleMania, which I think he will. If he doesn't win and Finn Balor doesn't win, I think they're gonna verse each other. I'm gonna say, oh no, I don't want to say that because what if CM Punk doesn't win? I think that'd be a good WrestleMania match too. But I doubt they'll go back that way.
Yeah. But that his promo though, it was really good. He was very energetic. He was very hype up the crowd, excited. Jackie, she was just eating it up to herself. I enjoyed it a lot too, just listening to Seth Rollins do his promos. He's always captivating. He knows all the right words to say. He's great on the mic, always has been. But no, I'm excited. I'm excited to see the Seth Rollins and Finn Balor's match. I think Finn's come a long way. I know Seth Rollins come a long way. It's time for them to see who's the best.
Yeah.
And who's going to make it to Elimination Chamber.
So next match we have is the World Tag Team Championship match. I'm going to be honest, the War Raiders run right now, I thought it'd be a lot more exciting, but right now it seems like it's like steady flatline right now. Like the momentum. The crowd, it doesn't seem like the crowd's always into them and stuff. Like not like when they first came from NXT. I don't know. I think the match was all right. I'm American made. I wish they were pushed more, but they're not. But I also feel like Brutus and Julius Creed can be kind of cringy, but I feel like they can be more.
Yeah, but they always seem to be on like the little like side quests. It seemed like you see them a lot backstage talking smack, trying to make their appearances, getting their camera time. But we just don't see a lot of action from them in the ring per se.
Yep.
I'm not a huge fan of them, but they're all right.
Yeah.
I'm a bigger fan of the War Raiders. I do think it's kind of been a little bit steady. But I'm still behind them though. I still like them. I think they're a great tag team. Big broody guys, Viking style.
Big meaty boys. Big meaty men.
Yep.
Yeah, big meaty men.
But no, I mean that match ended with by disqualification. The brothers Creed, they were getting beat, and one decided to grab a title belt and bash the other one over the head with it. War Raiders, and that disqualified them from the match. And I mean, that's that. They took their advantage, grabbed both belts, beat them both, and there she wrote.
Yes, sir. I would give that match about a solid B. I thought it was good.
I'll agree with you.
Now we go into the Judgment Day clubhouse. Now this is where things kind of get interesting. You'll see a bloodied, battered Liv Morgan just lying on the couch with Raquel. What was the funniest part Carlito. I love Carlito. He literally dead ass looks at Raquel and goes, "Ow!" and she completely blows him off.
Mhm.
Oh, that's funny. And then Finn Balor comes in, and then Dom and him have a little, back and forth argument. Dirty Dom thinks that they should add another member, which, I mean, that could be possible. Would I want to see it? Yes. Do I really need it? Kinda, but I don't know. But then Balor decided to say no because they need to start focusing on other things, and they brought up JD McDonough, and then how Finn Balor needs to win the AEW. Wow, he needs to win the World Heavyweight Championship and main event WrestleMania. He's still not over that because why not? And then Miss Little Bloody Morgan, she pipes up, says about stuff, and I don't know. It just seems like you're gonna see something soon. You know?
Yeah, there's gonna be internal conflict. I think it's like I said before, it's been building up to that with internal conflict with Liv losing her belt, with JD and Finn losing their tag team belts. Dom just always seems to get his ass fucking beat.
Yep.
There's conflict of brewing, and there's gonna be some changes to Judgment Day, I feel like.
Yeah. And then we go to commercial break, and then but
CM
no,
Punk.
Yep, and then CM Punk. But they also did next week. They're gonna have Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor in that match, qualifying match, and then Raquel versus Roxanne, which I think they're getting ready to call up Roxanne the way they're pushing her right now.
Yeah, I think it's in the works. It has to be.
It has to be. And I think she's a little pack a punch.
Hell yeah.
And then they got Dom versus AJ Styles, and then Penta versus Pete Dunne next week as well. Then CM Punk, he comes out, he dresses the Elimination Chamber, which is, dude, this is where I felt like Raw was just like, what the hell am I watching? CM Punk, he does great on the mic. Don't get me wrong, he always does. It's just when Logan Paul, I'll give him this. He's a good athletically great. His promos can be great, but that little thing that bugs me the most about him is that little way he talks, like the accent. What are you gonna do, Punk? Come on, CM Punk. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He adds too much to it.
Yeah, but I think for like the first 10 or 5 or 10 minutes of him going out there, he was almost drowned out by all the booze. And CM Punk coming with his little snide remark saying that comparing Logan Paul to Dominic Mysterio for how much the crowd was booing him.
Yeah.
I thought that was like a little jab though, but yeah, I don't know.
Well, it's funny
I don't like Logan Paul.
It's funny, even Punk, he's like, didn't know who was coming out. He didn't know who his entry music was. And then he sits on top of the turnbuckle and laughs, and then, I don't know. It's. I agree with you. I don't mind. Well, I can't. I don't know the best way to put it. Like, I like him, but I really don't like him. It's just I only like him how athletic he is.
Yeah. No, I think that's about the only thing that's going for him is that. So, but Punk did tell him that, if you can get through, well, I guess he didn't say that though, but he was saying that Logan Paul had CM Punk's number. He drew his number and that he didn't fucking kick his ass. And CM Punk's like, no, the number you drew tonight is 619. And if you're lucky enough to get past him, I'll make sure I put you to sleep at Elimination Chamber. And that's when CM Punk did his kind of mic drop. And that's when the 619 man himself, Rey Mysterio, came out for their match. Logan Paul versus Rey Mysterio.
So anyway, they go into the match of the main event. I can't believe they did this the main event. I feel like there could have been something else. They probably could have felt this through this in the midway. But then we had Logan Paul versus Rey Mysterio. Paul sneaks out with the win. I thought it was a pretty solid match. I'll give it a solid B-.
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio, you know, they were doing like the luchador stuff, back and forth, jumping around. You know how it is with those kind of wrestlers. Other than that, I mean, I'll be honest. I give out of a scale of 1 to 10 of this week's Raw, I would probably give it about 6.5.
Yeah, I'll agree with you on that. I was gonna say 7.
Yeah.
I do want to make note though that it was quick. There was like 5 seconds left in the live cast or the live broadcast, but Rey Mysterio did get jumped by New Day at the last 5 seconds of the broadcast.
He did, which is good because I think now they're starting to really know what to do with New Day a little bit.
Oh yeah,
poor little Ray. He's always the guy getting his ass beat with that kind of shit. But hey,
he's a locker room king, man.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to say though, we do have a couple special guests. We had country singer Hardy, and country singer Bailey Zimmer. They were both at the event that night too. So, 2 good artists, 2 country artists. I listen to myself. I like them both. Good to see them there.
Give heaven some hell.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna move on.
Friday Night SmackDown.
Well, I know you don't watch much NXT, which you probably should, but I ain't gonna talk a whole lot about it. I just want to address Ricky Starks signing with NXT. That's crazy. Not just one day not even a day off from being released for AEW instantly. That was a good pickup for WWE. I think that guy has a lot of potential. He kind of reminds me of like a younger Rock. I guess he's always been compared to that, but like I think he's his own version though. I think he could really talk the talk, and I think he could walk a walk. I think he's pretty athletic as well. Trying to think what else to say about him. I don't know. There was a lot of some crazy things that happened on at the NXT with can't remember the Mafia name now. Anyway, with Shawn Spears in their match and everything, and yeah. All right, now we'll go Friday Night SmackDown.
Well, to kick off the night, Cody Rhodes. He kind of came out and he's like, "Well, I think I know what y'all want to talk about."
Can I say something about that real quick? It was great when he said it in AEW, but now it's just overplayed. So, what do you want to talk about?
Well, it's not always so. It's like, what do you want to talk about, champ? I mean, he has different ways of saying it.
I know, but it was good the first time, and then you do it over and over and over again. It kind of gets old eventually, you know.
Yeah, but it's like his catchphrase, though.
I know.
Hey, you know what, Kale? You'll be right in the morning.
Don't steal my damn catchphrase. You'll be right in the morning. So anyway, we have some build-up matches and stuff for the Elimination Chamber. Jacob Fatu, Braun Strowman, and all that, and good stuff. We'll get right into it. We had the opening segment. We had Wade Barrett was explaining why Joe Texiordi was replaced for Vic Joseph, I like Joe, but Vic Joseph is a lot better. And then Cody Rhodes came out, kicked off things. He was talking about his 2 options for WrestleMania. He did it just to get the crowd's reaction. Then he started talking about Solo Sikoa. He didn't get to say much though before Drew McIntyre came out.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jacob Fatu came out, and he wants to bring back the title and stuff like that. But
the family
kind of watching that when Solo and stuff like that was doing, when Solo came in with the car and everything, and then excuse me, and then Jacob Fatu put his arm out and said, the stuff to Cody. I think we're gonna see a shift change here in the Bloodline soon.
I mean, granted, it's later on. It's later on. We can talk about more about that later on with Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. But yes, I agree with you. There is the bloodline. There's something's brewing between the bloodline, and I don't think it's going to be in Solo's favor. I think there's going to be a shift in power. I'm kind of hoping because Jacob Fatu has been doing great as his whole individual game is going on now. Instead of like just being by Solo Sikoa's side, he's been going out and doing solo matches, single matches by himself, always having Tama Tonga with him. But he's been great on the mic. He's been great in solos. I could see Fatu in a sense taking over and him recreating the bloodline.
Yeah. I mean, they just announced that there were some more of his brothers and cousins that were signed.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, there's it's just gonna be. We'll have to talk about more when it comes out, but I think there's a shift in power coming.
Oh yeah. But first match of the night, though, finally, after kind of a little bit of a long intermission of talking, Naomi versus Chelsea Green for a elimination chamber qualifier.
I absolutely hated the fucking match.
It wasn't the greatest.
It was sloppy as shit.
Yeah,
I'm not saying I could do any better. Not saying I could do any better, but it was not pretty.
No.
But if you think about it now, Bianca Belair and her in there, this is where things are going to get interesting with Jade, because I have a feeling Jada might return at Elimination Chamber and go after whoever.
We do have some information about Jade that we got later on the night.
That is true. That is true. With Liv and Raquel, they were spotted in the parking lot of the same time and night. Nobody's safe in that parking lot ever. But do I think they did it? In a way, yes, but not really. I kind of think it was. But hey, well, you know what? I just thought. What if it was both Bianca and Naomi?
I think it's Naomi.
I know, but just hypothetically, think of that.
No, because we had Bianca she had a match that night that she got attacked.
Could happen.
Naomi didn't.
It could have happened before.
Yeah.
But remember, these three were all together at one time. Maybe, I don't know. It's just a little idea that's popping in my head right now. Anyway, again, match was sloppy. I give it a solid, I guess, generous C. Or no, C-.
Yeah,
C-.
I'll agree with you on that.
I didn't like how the roll-up pins kept happening with her and by Naomi.
Well, in Chelsea, she did botch a couple of her moves too, going from trying to get Naomi off the tight ropes.
You know, I'm gonna be honest. They look stiffed. They look stiff as shit, and they have always had good chemistry wrestling each other, and they're always great wrestlers.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we also saw that I just want to say I think a feud with just off here, Chelsea Green versus Trish Stratus. That would be an awesome match.
I don't foresee any beef per se with them, but we do have some more information about Trish Stratus later on.
Yep. So anyway, we get into the next match. Are you gonna say something?
Well, I was gonna say that we also got an update from Sami Zayn on him getting pile drived by Kevin Owens. What was it, a couple weeks ago, or was it last week? 2 weeks?
Something like that.
Mainly what he said was that Sami Zayn, his neck's kind of messed up. Got some nerve damage. Got to see the specialist. The whole shampoo. But he did say when he is healthy and he makes his return, it's going to be Kevin and him again. And Kevin being Kevin, he did the same thing. He made a post on social media with him sitting in his car, probably outside the arena, that mainly saying that, oh, you think you're hurt? Well, I've been hurt too many times by people that including all my friends. He's like, you want to face me again? Bring it. I don't care if you're cleared or not. We're doing this.
That's funny.
So,
what you gonna say? I can't remember what I was gonna say now.
oh, you're gonna say the next match.
Oh yeah, DIY. It was not DIY, but they're involved.
Motor City Machine Gun.
Yes, Motor Machine Gun versus Las Garzas. I'm gonna point it out there now. When we had the releases last week, I thought Las Garzas would have been in there, but I guess they keep them around just for their. I guess I don't know. They just keep them around. I give it a solid B. I thought it was a great match. Las Garzas. I think they're not bad. I wish they would have more of the opportunity that they deserve. I think they'd be great as, pushed as more of a heel team. Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley always looking good.
Yeah, I thought Motor City Machine Gun did great. I thought those guys both of them were on point. I feel like everything they did was it was efficient, it was fast, it was clean.
Yes.
I love the match. I thought it was great. I know that sometimes these with Motor City, some of their matches are snooze fest. I know some of these tag team matches, they're snooze fests. They're not all entertaining. People lose interest. We talked about it with American Made. It can be kind of boring. But this one, no, I was fully invested. I thought it was great. I'm gonna give it a B plus. I'm not gonna give it a solid B or B minus. I think this was a great match, and it's gonna be a B plus for me.
Before we move on to the Miz and the LA Knight, I know you said that last week you brought up about Prime Time.
Street Profit.
Prime Time. Street Profits. I never.
Oh man.
I never saw that. I was like, I saw it. And I was like, the fuck. I watched it, dude. I watched it at least 10 times.
Their promo this week too was freaking great.
I texted you. I'm like, dude, this is what we needed when Bobby had control of them. What was this?
Yeah, it was. Oh, dude, it's so good.
They're bringing the gangster side out of it. I love it.
It was so good. And I love it too. I love it how we're doing these. I mean, it's
vigilantes.
I get it, but yes, all the visuals we can do now with these promos and these compilations of people. I mean, we've seen it with Damian Priest when he was talking about going against Strowman and Fatu.
Yep.
He gave his whole speech, and it was showing all the compilations of Damian Priest just being an absolute animal. I love this generation of compilations and promos we get from all these individual wrestlers or these tag teams.
Shit. You look at Jacob Fatu, you see his shit too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, dude, it's just great. I love the generation of promos, compilations, the backgrounds of individual wrestlers and tag teams. I think it's great.
Yeah. And so anyway, moving on. You had Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga were shown finding Solo backstage. He said that he needed time off because he let the family down. He said he loved Jacob, but it didn't seem like Jacob cared. Him and Tonga.
It wasn't mutual.
Yep, and so him and Tonga walked away from Solo without a word. Again, like we said, shift of power I think is happening. It's too soon to put the belt on him. I think he's gonna be great as a world champion in the future. But I think after WrestleMania, then you start looking at putting either United States on him or the Intercontinental, which I think would be United States. He's on the SmackDown brand. Anyway, we go on to the Miz versus the man, the myth, the legend, LA Knight. Yeah. I thought that was a good back and forth between the two. I give that a solid A.
1-2 with Shinsuke Nakamura kind of kicking it off too for that, saying that is there not a worthy opponent to face me? He's like, everyone here is weak.
If we're gonna be honest, I think the Miz and Knight are pretty similar in many ways. They would actually make a good tag team.
I see Miz more of a crybaby though.
Yeah.
And I wish that, because I know we haven't heard a lot from them yet, but I wish Knight would have said something about the Wyatts to the Miz.
Yep.
I wish there was something to remind the Miz again that, hey, you didn't get signed, you didn't come here of your own fruition. You got signed here, not against to not your liking.
Yeah.
And that's where the Wyatts are at. Well, we haven't heard from the Wyatts in a long time.
I think Bo's been injured.
Oh, well, like I said, I kind of wish we would have seen. I wish that Knight would have took a shot at the Wyatts, or not a shot at the Wyatts, but talk shit to the Miz about the Wyatts, saying, "Hey, you didn't get signed on here. You came here by force because they didn't want you in Raw, and they pushed you right where the Wyatts are at."
Yep. I will say this: the Miz fake crying was so over the top that it was almost funny, and the keyword is being almost.
Almost.
I
don't know. The whole Miz when he's crying and saying that, it takes a strong man to cry, and Knight's like, you're a dumbass.
And then we saw R-Truth talking with Carmelo Hayes, and then they had a match. I think that was just for Carmelo Hayes to kind of just for his skills, because that's
I'm him, Truth.
What up, OG?
No, that's Aizawa. You're Carmelo Hayes. I fucking love Truth. He's so fucking funny, man. You can't take Truth seriously, or you just get into these fucking predicaments. But that match with the Miz and Knight, though, that ended with LA Knight winning.
Yeah,
great match.
Give it a B.
Yep, I'll give it a B. That was a good match. I do want to say that before the R-Truth match, the wife kind of mentioned these too, but Alexis Bliss had some, I don't know if you want to call it, a little interaction with Nia Jax.
Yeah.
But when Bliss was talking to Nia Jax, my wife said that she noticed this, but when Alexis Bliss was talking, the screen went all pixelated. Jittery, yeah. And the same thing happened with Nia too. And I really hope that, like I said, I hope this is building to the Wyatt's return.
Ding.
Yeah.
Ding.
So I'm hoping with these little subtle hints we're getting from Alexis Bliss interaction with wrestlers that we're getting the return of the Wyatts. But I just kind of wanted to get that out there, that was something like a teaser, an Easter egg, whatever you want to call it, that was part of Friday Night SmackDown.
Yep. So then now, speaking of Nia Jax, we had Tiffany Stratton versus Nia Jax. I thought it was a good match. I give it a B-. Stratton won by DQ. Kind of
Candice
LeRae. I think we're gonna see eventually Nia's gonna split off from Candice, but I think this is good for Candice. I know you don't like her very much, but I just think right now for her, like I've said, she's a filler for a good person to fill in spots where she needs to be.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna say about that match. There was a few sloppy moments and did hurt the flow of the match. But I tell you what, when she hit that swanton off that top, I thought it was perfect. That whole choreography that she did leading up to that swanton was good by Tiffany.
Tiffany Stratton is, dude, like, I wish we had more women. I mean, okay, I would like to see more women who come from gymnastic backgrounds like Stratton does, because her moves, all their high flyer moves, they're awesome. They're flawless. They're perfect form.
Just like
when
Charlotte.
She says that she has the prettiest moonsault, Tiffany Stratton has the prettiest moonsault out of all the women in SmackDown and Raw.
Yep.
And like I said, her swanton, spot on, perfection it was.
And it came out as only a 2 count, which was kind of surprising. Um, what was I gonna say? And then anyway, Charlotte came out and made her choice. It's gonna be Tiffany.
Tiffy, wake up, Tiffy.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of getting behind Charlotte's new character. I kind of like it.
The queen chooses you. I'll see you at WrestleMania. That was my impersonation of Charlotte Flair.
Was the main event was Jacob Fatu, Damian
Priest,
Damian
and
Priest,
Braun Strowman.
Strowman. Remember, you say Strowman.
Strowman.
Oh, about time you say it right.
I'm on it.
I give this an A.
Nope.
I thought it was good. I like seeing these big guys fight each other. I just think it brings out the best of bigger people.
I personally was not. I was really looking forward to this match with these three guys. I just feel like it did deliver from what we've seen in the past. We didn't see a whole lot of action between Strowman. We saw a lot of Damian and Jacob. I think I want to say that it looked like that Damian when Strowman came up when Jacob was on turnbuckles with Damian and he came up and slammed both of them. It looked like Damian landed pretty, I wouldn't say pretty bad, but he landed bad on his back.
Yep.
Because it generally looked like Damian was in pain the way he was kicking his feet, holding his side, and kind of yelling. I think generally he might have tweaked something or hurt something because the rest of the match he wasn't 100%, and you could tell that he was kind of lagging a bit. But me personally, I wish I would have seen more of Braun doing more, being more involved. He has beef with Jacob, but it just seemed like it was more like Damian Priest and Jacob show.
Yeah.
But I am happy that Damian did win. I mean, I would have been happy if either one of these guys or any three of these guys would have won. Because it's going to make for great content when it comes to Elimination Chamber. So, no, I'll give it a B+, B minus. I would have wished, like I said, I wish I would have seen more. I wish it was more aggressive, more brutal. But it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, that's that.
Soul Sokoa did come out during that match show to help.
Yes.
Fatu
and it looked like they were gonna start fighting each other, and then Cody
intervened.
Yep, Cody intervened, and he did get the last word in, like that. Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's any much else to talk about.
Well, we did have some backstage with
Jimmy.
Tiffany and Trish Stratus.
Yep.
They're in the works of talking about a team up because Trish did come out to help Tiffany during her match when Candice LeRae intervened and disqualified Nia. So I think they're in the works of possibly doing something together as a tag team, either at Elimination Chamber or WrestleMania, or probably Elimination Chamber. I wouldn't say WrestleMania. But I kind of hope to see these two females getting together and being that tag team. So hopefully they do choreograph something for them. And then, like you said too, Big Jim, we did have a little bit of interaction with him and Drew McIntyre.
Yep, but and in the end, Drew McIntyre got super kicked.
Well, Drew McIntyre mainly told Jimmy that, I've been in your position where my career is just going down the drain, but hey, at least you married up and you're married to Naomi. Yeah.
Like damn.
Like damn, dude. Like take a shot, why don't you?
Yikes. He's been trying to piss people off. I like it.
I don't know what. It's fucking Drew. But I mean, yeah, that kind of wrapped up the whole week, man. I mean, like you said before, I think Friday Night SmackDown was more of the high of this week with matches and stuff going on. I definitely think that this coming Monday is probably going to be the big one.
Yeah.
A big one. I think they're going to be able to recover and be able to do more matches and be a little more aggressive. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, because we're only going to be about a week away ish, a week and a half from Elimination Chamber.
Because elimination's in
The first.
March, right?
Be March 1st.
March 1st. Yes, or we're a week away.
And then it'll be WrestleMania.
And then WrestleMania.
Which
We also have the release of WWE 2K25 on the 14th of March. 14th or 13th.
Not getting it.
I will be getting it, and I will be getting the $110 edition with the Bloodline Island.
I'm not getting it. One, I don't have to verse you because I don't play button mashers. Two, it's just like Madden, same game, different name, different year.
Get it. I will get it for the fans, and I will give my review on it when it releases.
Unreal. Anyway,
Well, Mr. Daly,
I suppose.
you want to close us out for today?
All right. This has been Heavyweight Havoc. Don't forget to follow us on all social medias: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Find us all there. Let us know how we're doing. Let us know what you want to hear, and if our opinions are trash, let us know. If our opinions are great, let us know. So yeah, have a good day.
Deuces.